Welcome back, guys, to a special edition of the MJ Sports Podcast. Today we are going to be talking some tennis, and I am joined by the number 7 ranked high school female tennis player in the state of Missouri, Faith Taylor. Let's give her a big round of applause here.
It's good to be here.
Yes. So today, Mark will not be here for this little special edition. He usually doesn't talk too much about tennis anyway, so I figured I would just have an actual tennis athlete, our first actual current athlete on the show. So we're going to be talking a little bit about kind of the keys to success for Faith and how she plays the game and how she has become such a how she became number 7 in the state of Missouri. And then we'll get on a little bit into the Australian Open that is going on, and we're just about into the semifinals. Just about got it all filled out, and so Faith, not to be an interviewer here or anything. I don't want to pressure you too much, but
yeah, I understand.
So I guess my first question is, how many trophies have you won? I'm sure everyone wants to know.
Oh, as you can see behind me, well, medal. I've gotten a lot of medals actually for tennis because that's just the way they do it. I guess it's just medals. But I have 4, I think, and so one of them is from state, and one of them is second place Waynesville tournament, and one is a Helias tournament, which I won as a freshman, and then my third one, and I'd have to turn around and look, but
well, that's okay, because and just to clarify, all those towns are towns in Missouri, so but so Faith, what would you say are maybe the top 3 keys to success for maybe not only you but other tennis players, even going all the way to Serena Williams, Djokovic, Federer, some of these really skilled players? What should, beginners of tennis, people just starting out watching, what should they really be looking for from some of these top players?
Well, consistency is a big one. You don't want to if you're beginning tennis, you don't want to start off with all these cool special moves that you don't know quite yet. You want to just make sure that you keep it in and over the net, obviously. But consistency is a big one. For me personally, going into a match with a good mindset helps tremendously. Tennis, for the people who don't know, is 50% mental and 50% physical. So for me, when I get frustrated, I have to just keep my cool and don't get frustrated, or else that'll mess up my game. 3, I'd probably say, I don't know, you gotta know. Well, you gotta have a strong serve. I'd probably say that's the third one. You gotta have a good serve. Make sure when you throw, toss the ball, that you have to have a good toss when you serve it. And yeah, you gotta a strong serve really helps, because you can get a bunch of aces too, which would be nice. So
yes, well, I think like you said, consistency, I'd have to agree with you on that, being the number 1, because you see Djokovic, Serena Williams, Nadal, and even though Federer is not currently playing, it seems like these players just, they always are just getting it in, making the other player make mistakes. So
yeah, that's what you want to do. And it's okay to do certain shots, but that definitely consistency helps a lot.
Yeah. So let's get into the Australian Open a little bit, and let's start with maybe a second round matchup. And I'm not sure if you watched this one, and but I talked about it a little bit already last week on the podcast, and that was Wawrinka versus, honestly, a guy I had never heard of, but his name was Fucsovics, and that set went into 5 sets. Wawrinka had 18 match points, but ultimately lost. So, it, honestly, another question here: what would you do if you're Wawrinka and you have 18 match points and you end up losing? How do you go into your next match thinking I even have a chance of winning again? Like, I would just get so frustrated with that.
If I lost, like, or
Yeah, if you had 18 match points and you lost.
if I was up 2 sets, is what you're saying?
No, no, no. I'm saying like Wawrinka in that match. Throughout the match, he had 18 match points to try and win, right?
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah.
he lost. He couldn't win any of those 18 match points. So
Yeah, that'd be pretty frustrating, knowing that you have that, you can do that.
But so well, what match so far has stood out the most to you? I don't, I think we've been trying to do a pretty good job of watching it. Maybe not the most excellent at watching these matches because we're trying to record them and watch them because they're
Well,
overnight. But
I'll go ahead and say a person who has stuck out to me, even though I don't know if you recently watched, but he lost. The number 3 lost to, I think, 18 or something team.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think it was the second round against Kyrgios. He was down 2 sets. Kyrgios was just firing it out, and he was up 2 sets. And then Kyrgios just tried this sick move of his own, which was like under the leg or something, and it did not work. So that kind of helped. That was kind of a dumb move on my part, on my opinion. But Team is known for his comebacks. As you know, last year he was down 2 sets and came back 3 sets and ended up winning the whole thing in the U.S. Open, and he did it again. So that was a fun match to watch, but it stinks because he ended up losing in the next round. But I don't know if he was hurt or just tired, but that match stood out.
well, like you said, you don't want to be attempting too many crazy shots. Kyrgios, he is such a fun guy to watch because honestly, because he just does the most random dumb stuff in the world. Like I could not tell you why he went for that between the legs shot. He could have just done a nice little easy, slice drop shot. And for those of you listening, a slice drop shot is just where the player comes up to the net and it just barely kind of taps the ball right over the net. But instead he goes for a wild shot. And yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that was because I don't know if he normally does that but like it seems pretty stupid to do it when you're up that much.
Yeah, I don't. Well, and really, he could have won the match. Going into the match, I thought he would probably lose 3-1 and just win one set because he has such a powerful serve.
Yeah.
But I'll say we have to remember he hasn't played since the Australian Open last year, so it's been a little over a year since he's even played. So I thought it was impressive he did so well against Team, and then like you said, next round Team, and really a lot of players I think have had the injury bug in this tournament.
There's been quite.
So, and actually the guy that Team lost to, because he lost 3-0, and the last set he lost 6-0. There's no way Team healthy loses to a guy named, it's Dimitrov is who he lost to, the number 18 guy. I mean, I haven't seen Team ever lose 6-0.
Especially, 6-0, 3-0. That's. But I don't see how that happened. I don't know if he got hurt in the Kyrgios match and he just hit it. But yeah, that is shocking.
Yeah, and then actually Dimitrov in the next round, he won the first set against the guy, and then his back started tightening up. He was like barely moving. I don't know if you watched that one because it was like a lower profile match, but
and who? That was who?
It was Dimitrov versus the Cinderella story of the Australian Open. I hadn't heard of him. Not even John McEnroe, who's like announcing these games, has heard of this guy. He is ranked 100. I think it was like 114th is what McEnroe said. A guy named Aslan Karatsev from Russia. and he beat
Do not know his.
he beat Dimitrov to go into the semifinals of the Australian Open. I have no idea, never heard of him, but I will say a reminder, Faith, that Medvedev is from Russia. Maybe he's practicing with Medvedev.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, how
Med-
important? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. So go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go. You can go.
Well, I was going to ask, how important is it to have a playing partner? Somebody you practice with, that's as good as you are, or maybe a little bit better than you are, in order to kind of train and get better. How important is that?
It's very important. You kind of. I mean, yeah, I like for self playing. I'd say playing with someone on your level is like more fun, but definitely playing with someone a little bit higher than you can get you more practice. It can make you more like what's the word that you use, like keep like running, keeping in shape.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good word to, because
But I definitely say I play at my high school. This is going to be my last year, and the guy that I play with, he is going to be gone for my upcoming senior year. So I'm going to have to find a new one. But yeah, definitely hitting with a harder player helps you be able to hit harder against them, power on power.
right. Well, and I know this is a funny story. I know one of my old professors in racquetball. He was like a god at racquetball. Would beat everybody, and he was saying that he trained up this other guy that he was friends with by just playing him left-handed until the other guy got good enough to beat him left-handed, and then he switched to his right hand and started practicing. So
Wow.
so really, and honestly, I know we've played quite a bit against each other, and
Yes.
I think playing against each other, I'd say we're pretty similar. If not, you're better than me now, honestly. But
Yeah. You had some credit, man. You've helped me out.
well, and I think that's why, if Medvedev is playing this guy, and we can't forget about Andrei Rublev, also from Russia, another guy he's ranked number 7, and actually he's playing Medvedev in the quarterfinals later tonight. These three Russian guys, if they're playing and helping practice each other, I mean, they could be really good going forward. And if they play any team sports or team matches.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you watched very much of the Nadal matches?
I have. He played the second round. He played a guy named Mo, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It was a weird spelling of Mo too. It's not like M-O. It was like M-U-H or something like that.
He won that one pretty easy. I wouldn't say that one was very interesting, but who did he play? I heard also, speaking of back problems, Nadal apparently has a back problem.
Well, and Djokovic does too. I mean,
And so,
it seems like everybody's hurt. Well,
yeah,
Nadal, his last match was against a guy named Fonini, who was number 16, and had actually beaten Nadal 4 times. So it looked promising in the first set. I don't know if you had watched that one yet, but have you watched that one or not?
oh, I don't think I have now.
Yeah, so Nadal won it in 3 sets. Fanini had a chance in the first set to win the first set after he broke Nadal, and then Nadal broke back and ended up winning the first set, and then easily won the second and third set. Now,
Yeah,
if you had to guess, how many sets in a row do you think Nadal has won?
in a row.
Yeah.
Um, has he lost one?
He has not lost one in the Australian Open, but even going back before then, because it is an incredible number. It is astounding.
I mean, if you know, that's pretty amazing if you know, but I don't know if I know.
He and this is kind of what my setup was for a shocking announcement here. Nadal has won 33 sets in a row without losing.
Wow.
The record
That's
the record is Federer with 36. So if Nadal wins this next match, he would tie.
he would tie. Yeah.
So and he
That's
plays.
the, who
Yeah,
knows how tennis works? That's a big accomplishment right there.
yeah, because what you have to go, each game to win one game in a set, you have to win 4 points essentially, and it's win by two.
So that's basically winning how many points in a row?
Well, not necessarily points because you win one game, and then you have to win 6 of these games, win by two. So it could be 7-5 even, or it goes to a tie break, right? Um, which would, if you won the tiebreak, you'd win 7-6. So he's won, six, but he hasn't really been winning just like 7-6, 7-5. I mean, like you said, that one against Mo, he just cruised through. So
Yeah, like 6-2, 6-1, 6-0, stuff like that.
yeah, so I'll be interested. He plays Tsitsipas upcoming tonight, and Tsitsipas was supposed to play a guy named Matteo Berrettini, ranked number 9, and he
Yes.
forfeited the match due to injury. Tsitsipas got a free win, basically got a free like $500,000 because the other guy forfeited.
Yeah.
So
I wonder why he didn't even try to play.
yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, we've talked about the men quite a bit, and we're we got Djokovic. Right now I think Nadal's playing the most consistent, out of everyone. He seems pretty healthy, healthier than a lot of the other guys, even though, like you said, maybe his back's kind of hurting him a little bit. To me, I think Nadal's probably going to win this. I don't. Who's your pick for the men's?
Yeah, if Nadal can keep doing what he's doing, then I mean, yeah. But I will like Djokovic. With Djokovic, there's been a few matches where he the other opponent has kind of stayed pretty close with him. But I don't know. I feel like Djokovic is stronger in my opinion, but Nadal is more consistent. So it's just which one's gonna work, but. They're both of their serves are really good, but yeah, my pick's probably. I don't know. I gotta say my pick's probably Djokovic. I hate to say it, but
Well,
honestly, I mean,
I would rather Djokovic win. If it was between Djokovic and Nadal, I'd rather Djokovic win. But
I gotta stick with my lefties because I am a lefty, but which also that does help because there are not very many left-handed tennis players out there, so.
I can't believe you choose Nadal. Disgraceful. But
Also, I bring up. You mentioned breaking like the other person's serve.
yeah,
About how Nadal in that one match. Just wanted to say that if breaking the other person's serve is a really good advantage, if you can do that, that can tremendously help you in a match as well.
yes, for sure. Especially if you have a big serve, if you can get that break and the other person can't break you, that's why
Yeah.
that's why guys like Kyrgios and like Zverev has a good serve. If you can get the ace, like you said, the aces, and another big serve. If we transition into the women's side of the match, we know it's going to be Serena versus Osaka in the semifinals.
Yes, that is going to be an exciting match.
So
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
okay. Well, I was just gonna say, first off, who are you rooting for?
I'm probably going for Osaka in it just to see somebody else win. But
Yeah, I love my girl Osaka, but she's won the past at least 2 years, and Serena's getting pretty old, so I don't know how many years she has left. So I'm kind of I'm kind of for either one, but like Serena, it'd be cool if she won this year.
Yes. I mean, I think it will be cool for whoever, either of them win. But it's not the championship match between them. It's only a semifinal match. You can't forget about the other side. Ashley Barty, the number 1 seed from Australia, trying to win, her home major in Australia, and it would be nice for her if they can get fans back in the stadium, because just a few days ago Australia went back on lockdown. So if they can get fans back in the stadium for her semifinal match, assuming she wins her quarterfinal later tonight, then I don't know, she might have the home field advantage.
Yeah, and that honestly helps somewhat, but I don't know. This COVID thing is whack.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want to get too much into that, but yeah. There's 2 other American women that are playing, and I think one of them, I think her name's Jennifer Brady, and I think she's like number 22, and then she's playing one of her friends, Jessica Paguglia, I think is her name, and she's not even ranked. I think she's outside the top 50, but I don't know who's going to win that one.
I don't really know that girl.
Yeah, well, I never heard of either of them until they made it to the quarterfinals. So, but I think obviously the winner, I think, is probably going to be Osaka or Serena. I don't think
For sure.
I don't think anybody on the other side is going to be able to beat Serena or Osaka. So
yeah, and I mean, I'm honestly surprised that Serena isn't higher. Because, like, I mean, I don't know if we already mentioned this, but she beat the number 2, Halep, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Halep.
Yeah, so that was a good match.
And she won that one 6-3, 6-3. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah. For how old she is, she's still moving around pretty good this year, seems like.
Yep. That must be good fitness, is all I can say. I wish I was as fit as she was.
Yeah.
But I guess we all wish we were as fit as she was, and certainly. But
yeah. So who do you predict will win? Like, if it ends up being, the championship wouldn't be Serena and Osaka, which kind of stinks because that would be an exciting match. But it's either going to be Serena or Osaka. So I was going to ask you, who do you think would win between them two? But
well, I think Osaka will beat Serena, probably in 3 sets would be my guess. And I figure,
oh, really?
Yeah, I think Osaka, just because she's younger, I think she can outlast Serena a little bit. I mean, she has a good serve.
Yeah, I mean, Serena is really strong though, and her serves are really good.
Yeah, so you're going with Serena then?
Well, no, I'm not necessarily saying she'll win. I'm just saying that there are some perks about her, but Osaka is more consistent, so.
I think Osaka will probably win it all. I'm not sure how good that, Ashley Barty is as the number 1 seed, but really I think Osaka should have been the number 1 seed, but the tennis ranking system is kind of, if you don't play, you kind of go down, even though you might be better. Like Serena Williams is number 10, but she could probably be number 3, so.
Yeah.
But, well, I think that just about does it. We're reaching about 25 minutes here, and, this was good. Maybe we'll have you on, try this one more time next week to discuss the semifinals and the championship matches. Maybe Nadal gets his 21st to take the lead for most Grand Slams. I'm hoping he doesn't as a Federer fan, but it'll be interesting. And Serena, I mean, she's always capable of winning. But yeah.
That is true.
So you have anything else to add?
should always, to people out there who have not tried tennis, try it. It is the best sport ever. And hey, if you get it professionally, if you get in the profession, what am I saying?
If you can play at the professional level.
Yeah. You get a lot of money. So, but it's just a fun sport, and you can play it when you're older. It's fun. You can honestly just go out by yourself and practice your serves. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be basically living on the courts this summer. So.
Yep, does not sound like a bad plan. And I think we're all looking forward to the summer after this winter snowstorm. So
I am ready for that to be over.
But so I think that just about wraps it up. I think this will I think we're going to end up putting this in as part of the podcast, and then it'll also be just a separate video for those of you that just want to live in the world of tennis for a half hour. So thank you very much, Faith, for coming on, and maybe we'll see you next week and in the future for more Grand Slam discussions.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me. Hope to see you again.
Yes, and thank you all for listening, and have a good night.